Hello and welcome to Let's Play. No, fuck. Green Bean, take over.
Hello everyone, and welcome to our reading of Twilight Sparkle Earns the Feature Box.
If I make this into a game, we're Let's Playing it.
Yes, we're Let's Play.
Yes.
Sapare likes Let's Playing books.
Yes.
That's why you like choose your own adventure books. I bet you sit
things.
there. Yeah.
I've never Let's Played one. That'd actually be an interesting concept to Let's Play one.
Yeah, actually, choose your own adventure Let's Play. It'd be fun.
You should hate them considering they are based on the idea of Iron Man mode and they are fucking impossible. Like, you can't ever beat any of them.
Yeah, but they're based on the fun, I don't know, the fun kind of impossible. Kind of like King's Quest. I should technically hate King's Quest on that logic, though you can say it constantly. King's Quest is stupid as hell, has impossible logic, and super difficult, but it's hilarious and fun.
That's because you cheat, and that's because I cheat when I do choose your own adventure. I never, like, Iron Man choose your own adventure books because they suck. I mean, they don't suck, but they're impossible. Like, I had a book just kill me for looking into a card. Like, hey, there's a card. I look into it, instant death.
Exactly. That's how King's Quest and Choose Your Adventure things work. Is like, oh hey, you get a book. I read the book. You're dead. It's
that sounds like Alone in the Dark, kinda.
Well, yeah, that is true. Alone in the Dark had that too, and I wouldn't want to Iron Man mode the original Alone in the Dark, or any Alone in the Dark, because,
It'd be easy now in hindsight because the game is like 20 minutes long.
Yeah, it'd be easy.
Anyway,
because going back. Yes, we're getting super sidetracked. Let's get to actually reading. We're sorry, everyone. Let us Yes, see, it is, I believe, mine, yes. In the serene... Oh, yes, I am the narrator, and Sapare is Twilight Sparkle.
Yes, I'm fully Twilight Sparkle. Sound like her, too.
In the serene, warm darkness of the Canternet. Yes, the Canternet, Twilight Sparkle lay, observing her audience.
It's you.
Oh, so, murmured the audience, tell me the name of your story. Twilight felt a bright, heady flush build on her face and chest.
It's a flush, not a... Did you say flush or did you say... Oh, whatever.
I said flush.
Okay, I understood flash and I'm like, what?
She said, the words coming quickly, pouring out of her like water.
It's cold and the stars shall aid in her escape, and it is self-insertion Princess Luna fiction where I make out with Princess Luna. You see, I noticed that there's a lot of fiction out there where I romance Luna, but not a lot of stories where we actually doing it on the page.
She scratched the back of her neck with one hoof.
And most of those are like 3 ways with Princess Celestia.
She continued, more to fill the awkward silence than anything.
And I mean, I really like Princess Celestia and everything you just said.
Hush, said the audience with gentle amusement. Shut up. No. There's no need to preface your story that extensively. Just let it stand on its own merits. I'm sure it's a beautiful story.
You think so?
Said Twilight bashfully. I've always imagined it that way, at least. Admittedly, I don't know why. I don't know why the fuck I'm voicing the audience like that. Apparently the audiences are creepy as hell. Admittedly, the audience looking a little sheepish. I've long fantasized about seeing a story from you.
See, they are creepy.
Ever since... Indeed they are. Ever since you activated your fanfic site account, I would see you commenting on other ponies' stories. And those comments were very thorough and erudite. And above all, literate. And I kept thinking to myself, why doesn't this talented young mare write a story of her own? Sometimes I would sit awake at night, masturbating, wonder, wondering what reading one of your books would be like.
And now we're here.
Yes, said the audience, smiling. Are you ready to show me your story? You don't have to. I won't press you,
No,
said Twilight, shaking her head.
no, I want to. I want to expose the words of my hoofs to you for your criticism and approval. I want to hear all your opinions.
Are you sure? Said the audience. My criticism can be some shit.
I am sure.
She said. All right, said the audience, leaning back against the darkness. With a quiet flicker of pixels, Twilight published her story for the audience to see. The audience smiled. Oh, yes, it said. You open with a quote from a classics text. Very scholarly,
Thank you.
said Twilight, blushing.
I really enjoy predictions and prophecies, but I hesitated on the quote. I was afraid it might come across as stealing some pony's ace's thunder. Incidentally, do you think the title is double-meaningly enough? I wanted to call it "And the Stars Shall Aid in Her Release," because you know the word release can mean an erotic thing too, but I wanted to accurately reproduce the quote from the Eek!
Twilight startled.
What was that?
Okay, first off, I feel terrible. I don't know a ton about the fan fiction things. So and the stars shall aid in her release. Was that wait? Oh wait,
It was
never
a
mind.
PMV.
Yes.
And the Stars Shall
okay.
Aid in Her Escape.
Yeah. I was thinking. I'm like, I know that's something. God damn it.
But yeah, I know
Anyways.
it was a PMV.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yes. And the stars shall aid in her release! Yeah, I'm done. Okay. Said the audience. A part of me liked your story.
But you haven't even read the whole thing yet.
Said Twilight.
How do you know you like it?
Let's just say I had a feeling in my pants about it.
A little premature, if you ask me.
Said Twilight dubiously. Okay, said the audience, chuckling. Guilty as charged. Here, let me finish reading. And so, Twilight watched as the audience began devouring her words, slowly at first, and then with increasing vigor, as its euphemism for her fiction waxed and grew. She shuddered at the audience's interest in her text. She'd heard stories of audiences reading story, of course. What young filly hadn't? What? I'm sorry, that's just... She'd heard stories of her audiences reading story... What? I don't even... Hey, Sapare, have you ever heard stories of people reading your story?
No, but I do
No.
see that the whole thing is metaphorical, I believe.
I guess that still strikes me as weird, but yeah, I get it's all metaphorical. But having her very own audience reading her own story was, well, words could not describe. It was the difference between the lightning bug and the actual lightning. Those stories about stories were nothing like actual stories were, if that made any sense.
Nope.
The experience was over too quickly. For Twilight's tastes, she ached for more pure assessment. Merely having, wow, someone has a thing for voyeurism. Merely having her story read however exhaustively, was no longer enough for the young librarian. At the risk of overreaching of fishing for praise, she blinked in an academic fashion at her audience.
So,
She whispered.
did you like my story?
A jolt coursed through her fiction as the audiences clicked on its like button. Fundamentally, it felt much like it had before, but now, with the added depth of knowing that the audience had read and enjoyed her story. The whole story from head to toe. It made Twilight Sparkle positively beam with pride. Liquid pride.
Yes.
She clamped her teeth together in an attempt to suppress a delighted squeal. Oh, yes. With a flicker of mouse clicks, more likes followed the first, raising her approval level to heights of public affirmation she had never before achieved. It seemed obvious in retrospect, yes. She had worked through and proofread her own stories in the privacy of her own home, and had been satisfied with results. But it was nothing compared to having a real audience critique her. She was on the verge of declaring all the poets of history correct and singing their endless and adoring praise of literary criticism, when there was a sharp and unpleasant red tingle in her authorhood. Twilight Sparkle recoiled from it. Ow! Oh. Sorry.
You just like being a mayor, don't you?
I like being anything, baby. I don't know.
You know, you sound like Scootaloo from that one show.
Hooah! They're just here to stare at my ass.
Yes, best Scootaloo, by the way.
Yes. The audience retreated. I'm sorry, it said.
What the hell was that?
She demanded. A dislike, said the audience. A little part of me, not my pants, didn't approve.
Of what?
Said Twilight desperately, feeling a pit open beneath her stomach.
Was it the character's voice? Some problem with typography? Did you just not like me, Luna, playing?
The audience shrugged apologetically. Sadly, it is impossible to say without an associated comment.
Is this how things are always going to be?
Twilight asked, hating the planative note in her voice. Sometimes it's going to hurt. Yes, said the audience. Sometimes it's going to hurt a lot. But Stars is a good story. It shouldn't happen very much.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
And then Mimi got eaten by a demon.
I'm sorry about that, said Twilight.
It's just my first time posting. I didn't know that it would hurt too. I don't want to unpublish it now, not after all those likes.
Nor should you, whispered the audience soothingly. I'll try and be gentle.
Okay.
Said Twilight, stiffening her lips. Yes, stiffening all of her multiple lips.
It's as a demon.
Yes, the audience clucked its tongue. Don't look that way, it said, rolling over. Here, let me show you something you'll really enjoy. It's not my dick. The audience teased its mouse pointer over the shell-colored bar on the top of her story.
What?
Said Twilight, cranking her neck to see. The audience was hovering its mouse pointer over a faint outline of a star perched next to the like/dislikes indicator.
Oh, is that a star?
She said,
I like stars.
You'll really like this one then, said the audience. It's called a fave. With a gentle, imposing firmness, the audience clicked down. Twilight gasped as I fucking lost. Gasped as the tiny prick of the mouse pointer touched the delicate button of her fave star, causing it to flare bright gold.
Oh, Celestia.
She moaned. Good, right? Said the audience.
It's amazing.
Stammered Twilight, the normally verbose unicorn suddenly at a loss for words.
Not am I only getting approval for my story. I'm getting entire self-notification menus and.
Twilight moaned. Said the audience.
Email alerts.
Whispered Twilight.
I just got an email about your fave.
Good, said the audience. That's exactly right. Twilight Sparkle blinked at the audience. Her voice when it came was small and full-like.
Could you?
She said.
Could you fave me again?
Ha! No, bitch, you only get one fave. One favorite per audience.
Yes.
Shouted Twilight as the audience clicked at her store's fave button over and over and over again.
Yes, fave me harder.
Only, said the audience gasping, if you email me updates to this story. Twilight Sparkle's... What did I just say?
Twilight Spikers.
Twilight Sparkles. Twilight
Twilight sticky voice to Twilight Spikers.
Quavered somewhere between a moan and a wail.
But this is a one shot. I marked it complete.
Squeal!
It's a secret.
Oh, sequel. Fuck's up with that one? Do you see that shit?
Yes,
Do you
it's
see
the
that
one?
one?
It's people invented type exclamation marks a lot for down for the shift and then you write a 1.
Yes, but why? Why, Sapare? Why is there a 1?
Because the audience is a fucking retard.
Well then, Sapare.
It's kind of what this story is, isn't it?
Yes, I guess, but Sapare, now we must go into the Matrix to fix this one.
But you just
it must be surrounded by zeros, not exclamation points. Anyways, sequel! Demanded the audience, momentarily losing mastery of its shift key.
See, they even say it!
Well, fuck! Why don't you, I don't know, why don't you go to your own comment section and get voyeurized or some shit?
Nobody reads my story.
Oh. Well, that's, I don't know.
Keep reading.
That's cause this audience is too busy jizzing itself over Twilight Sparkle. More!
You're not even spelling your comments correctly.
Said Twilight, her mood cracking as she tried in vain to keep from laughing at the audience's lack of self-control and the keys. I can't help it! Said the audience laughing. Huh?
One hand of the audience is busy, that's why I can't press the shift.
Yeah, exactly. Laughing breathlessly, right along with her. I just like your story very much. That the audience groaned in mock frustration. I don't know what to do with myself anymore. Where do we go from here? Sly look across the lavender unicorn's face. She leaned in close to the audience.
Feature books.
She whispered. She felt the audience tremble. Oh, yes, said the audience. Oh, God, yes.
This is so weird.
You suggested it's a
I
pair.
said I haven't read it in months.
Well, you know what? This is hilarious. Anyways,
You know what you have to do?
This is an amazing story about the meta of ponies and fan fiction and
Yes, this is
I
how
don't
all
know.
authors feel when they upload their stories. They club a lot.
Yes, I'm sure I'm sure that is what happens. They finish a story, and then they go and read all the comments and look at all the likes, and they just start clopping.
Yes, totally. This is one
So-
author. Yes.
Said Twilight, her voice sultry. The feeling of being in this much control over her captive audience was delicious, smooth and dark like melted chocolate. But she could only savor the feeling for so long before the audience began working her favorites button with the vigor that only a real, enthusiastic, and committed group of functionally anonymous Canternet spectators possessed. And her world was lost to an electric burn of positive feedback. A tiny, rational part of Twilight's mind. She was a scientist, after all, and no amount of joyful, artistic enthusiasm could wholly extinguish that fact. Quietly calculated how many likes and faves and comments she needed to reach the feature box. It couldn't be long now. If the good reviews kept coming in at this rate, and if she could just avoid the dislikes for a few more minutes, she couldn't possibly believe that it would take that much longer for... And then it happened. So busy had she been analyzing the numbers, the actual moment of featuring came upon her quite by surprise. A burst of critique out of nowhere that thrust her story straight upward from the top of the most read list directly to the delicious white box in the title bar. She cried out in sharp ecstasy as her story's position. God, this is this is getting sexy, right, Sapare? Yeah, this is some hype ass shit.
Fun fact. Oh no, actually, the stars still exist. My bad. I thought the star didn't. I thought like the fave button was changed because this story is really old, but it still exists.
That's kind of amusing. Yeah, that is a fun fact. Another fun fact. I don't know.
I mean, they don't upload porn. This is as close as I could get him.
Yeah. Hey, let's see. I don't know. Yeah, that's fun enough. She cried out in sharp ecstasy as her story's position on the feature box exposed it to all kinds of new audience, parts of the audience she hadn't even seen or dared to dream about. Waves of public approval rocked Twilight's fragile body as even the casual portions of the fanfic site's traffic, the ones who only stopped in every once in a while and never delved deep into the massive ponyfic, noticed her story and began likes and faving and commenting her. And the cascading effect of all those glowing reviews served to only maintain her story on the feature box, as she hit her position of the literary prominence over and over and over again.
On one logical note, I'm pretty sure the guys who only read the very specific pony fics are probably still not gonna read a club fic, even if it's on the feature box.
Yeah, I was going to mention that this is a cloth fiction. This does not happen. I won't guarantee cloth fictions ever hit the feature box. I don't know. I
unfortunately normally always one on the feature box, but normally not like this.
Yeah,
they don't tend to become follow the quest sphere. But when you follow the quest sphere, I believe at a club spin-off thingy. So
Fall Out of Question can suck it. I don't know why I say that. I don't actually dislike Fall Out of Question. It's fucking long as hell, though.
That was the only club fiction which I think would be anywhere close to famous, like this story makes them out to be, is that one. What was it called? The one it is actually was. Maybe it's actually based on that one. I think it's based on. I think this is inspired by it. It's the one with Luna.
I don't know.
Romance Report.
Okay. I've unfortunately never heard of this one. I'm the douchebag who's not really that into the fan fiction community. But hey, by reading these, I'm getting more into the fan fiction community. See, I'm gonna read stories.
Weird part of the fan fiction community.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, it is actually. It's inspired by Romance Report. I was correct.
Your face is inspired by the Daily Death Report. Damn it.
Anyway, keep going. Twilight Sparkle.
Twilight Sparkle's world went away for some time. When a sense and reason finally returned, once her story had receded from the feature box, leaving behind a 5-page trail of comments and a warm green line of thumbs up. I love green.
Yes.
That dwarfed the tiny silver of red beneath it. Twilight rolled over and gazed at her audience, her deep purple eyes sparkling enough to do full justice to her name.
So,
she said,
should I write another?
Yes, whispered the audience. You're on my watch list now.
Good.
Said Twilight Sparkle, snuggling up.
Because I know exactly what the next one's about.
Twilight Sparkle's eyes flickered open. She said, gazing at the ceiling of her cozy little library loft.
Whoa.
Way to go, Sparkle, she thought. That'll teach you to eat an entire roll of pickle sushi with ginger right before nighty-night. What a dream. Somewhere at the foot of Twilight's bed, there came a murmur.
Spike?
Whispered Twilight, sitting up in the darkness.
Sorry, Spike, did I wake you up with all that?
Spike muttered again, nonsensically. Good thought, Twilight. He is talking in his sleep. She rolled out from beneath her astronomy print comforter, got to her hooves, tiptoed quietly to the front of the bed, and leaned in close to Spike's little dragon basket, smiling. Spike snorted. For a moment, his words became intelligible.
Oh, Equestria's daily readership.
Muttered Spike.
But what would Rarity think? I'm here too, darling, said Spike.
Said Spike. Then his voice growing into a kind of squeaky... Wait, voice going kind of squeaky. Okay, there we go. Sorry. Said normal voice Spike.
At the same time?
And then he was lost to incoherency again. Twilight chuckled.
Oh, Spike.
She said, walking quietly again, so as not to disturb him from what was undoubtedly a very lexically satisfying dream. Lexically? Fuck if I know. Do you know Sapare?
I'm just gonna nod and just act like I do.
You're just
so I'm the educated person here.
Yeah, just let Auntie Pinkie Pie take care of those big old words, Sapare.
Yes.
Twilight crashed back to her bedside and slipped beneath the covers once more. She lay there for some time, staring up at the whirled wooden ceiling of the library. She still wasn't sure what the canternet in her dream was, and had never once met a mouse that clicked. But yes, she had critiqued stories she had read and given feedback to their authors, but she'd never written a fiction of her very own. She'd read writing process manuals, of course, books on unleashing your inner creative urge, but had never gone anywhere. What would it be like to write a story of your own? Twilight flipped back the covers, got up, crossed her writing desk, and lit a single candle. There, in the warm darkness of a Ponyville summer night, Twilight Sparkle took up her quill, gently wrapping her magic on the soft, loose after feathering at its base. She dipped it once, twice, 3 times! into the tiny brass ink pot, and then suspended the pen in front of her for a moment, watching a bead of her ink glimmer the tip like a jewel in the candlelight. With a smile of firm determination, Twilight Sparkle touched pen to paper and got to work, while Spike masturbated in his basket.
That's the next part of the story.
Spike masturbating in his basket.
Well, it's about Spike. I don't know if it's about that, but yeah.
So there you have it. Part 1 of Twilight Sparkle earns the feature box.
Very mature story-ish. I don't know what to call this story.
I don't know. It was sexy though, right? Right?
Yeah.
No.
Ish.
Huh?
Yes, ish. Not very many nods to things.
Yeah. I don't know what to say myself, but I had fun reading it.
It was fun in
was
many a way.
not really. I wouldn't clop to this story.
So that's Green Bean's waiting. It's fun, but he would not clop to it.
Yes, exactly. It's there's just some things, you know. It's like a good video game. It's like, you know, actually come to think of it, I don't even know why I'm comparing it to that. It's like Quest for Glory. It's fun, but I wouldn't clop to it. But why would you even want to clop to Quest for? I don't know.
We have lost Green Bean. I will just end the video here. See ya, guys.
Okay, thank you all for watching, and see y'all next time.